Hey folks, this is your hillbilly historian coming to you from East Tennessee, the Appalachian Hills of United States of America. Coming to you to give you insights into society and history you won't find in your high school or college textbooks. Today, I want to talk about a movie called The Highwaymen. Starred Kevin Costner and that Harrelson guy. Harrelson, one of the greatest actors, I think, of modern times. Buddy Harrelson. Great actor. They played Frank Hammer and a Galt guy, ex-Texas Rangers. But anyway, this movie has a theme and a lot of sub-themes that really did attract me into its authenticity and the greatness of the visions inside the film. One of the sub-themes was about how the socialist, Marxist, communists took over Texas legislature and governorship and the United States after the stock market collapse of 1929. Now, there was a depression. Woodrow Wilson, 1918, 1920. Our boys came home from World War I with no jobs, no opportunities, nothing. Because socialists, Woodrow Wilson, Cordell Hull, were destroying the American economic free market system, interfering with the economy. But in 1920, Warren G. Harding and Calvin Coolidge were elected. Harding died shortly after the election, and Coolidge took over. Prevented any interference in the economy, and the economy rebounded beautifully under the Secretary of Treasury, Andrew Mellon, and we had the greatest economic boom in the 1920s ever in the history of America up to that time. And that's what happens when you interfere with the economy. 1929, we had a stock market collapse. Herbert Hoover, Rhino, socialist, Marxist, control of the deep state, communist in Washington, D.C., interfered with the economy, something terrible, made the economic situation worse. Then we elected Franklin Roosevelt, who promised to get the government out of the economy for our votes, who lied to us, got elected, and then interfered with the economy even worse than Herbert Hoover. And the Depression continued for the next 8-9 years until World War II broke out and saved the American free market economy. It's amazing. Now, what did this state legislature and governor, these socialists, Marxists in Texas do? They abolished the greatest police force in the history of mankind. That's right. The greatest police force ever devised in mankind, the Texas Rangers. They abolished it because the Texas Rangers were too good. And socialist, communist, Marxist, Democrat Party, they love criminals. Always have, always will. That's what Marxism, socialism is all about, being criminal. And they're sympathetic in that direction, just like today. But the Texas Rangers, they fought battles. I mean, battles against criminal elements throughout Texas. The Comancheros and other outlaws, all kinds of outlaws. They fought all kinds of battles against these people. And they won. And they were the most effective police force in America. They kept the illegal immigrants out of Texas. They stopped them at the border, prevented criminals from coming across the border and raiding in Texas. Greatest police force ever devised. And that's why the communist Marxists, when they got elected after the 1929 stock market collapse, they abolished Texas Rangers. And in 1932 and 33, outlawry really became prevalent all across Midwest America. And Texas Rangers weren't there. But this movie, The Highwaymen, is how one of the guys in the government talked to the governor into letting him bring back a couple of Texas Rangers to hunt down one of the most notorious gangs. That was Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde were two evil little pricks running around murdering people over nothing, shooting cops left and right. I think they murdered something like 6 law enforcement officers. Shoot them unaware. When they were wounded, they'd walk up and kill them in cold blood. Now, the Texas Rangers showed how it ought to be done. They ambushed them and no stop, you're under arrest. No, none of that civilized crap. They just simply opened fire, ambushed them, and killed them both on a lonely backwoods road in Louisiana. That's how they got rid of Bonnie and Clyde. And the FBI learned from that. There was a war on between the government and the people. The government was screwing over the people, screwing over their economics. They were using banks to help them do it. Foreclosing on their properties and all that crap. Putting people on the roads, homeless. Creating a lot of homeless. Just like what we see today. And pricing everything out of range where people cannot have homes and shelter, proper shelter and everything. Our streets are encumbered with a lot of homeless, and it's a shame what's going on. And back then, the FBI learned from Frank Hammer and his buddy Galt. They shot and killed Pretty Boy Floyd in a field with a long-range deer rifle with a scope. Shot him down, killed him. No stop, you're under arrest. None of that crap, just killed him. And then John Dillinger coming out of the theater, they sneaked up behind him, shot him in the back of the head. The bullet exited out of his right eye. Just sneaked up behind him. No stop. You're under arrest. Hands up. None of that civilized crap. Just sneaked up behind him and executed him right there on the street, sidewalks of Chicago. And that's how they were conducting war against those outlaws in the early 1930s. And when they began to use that method of law enforcement, they really did cut down on crime. And we have an infestation of crime today. We need a federal force of rangers like the old Texas Rangers. Instead of going in with the National Guard, well, using the National Guard in Portland and Chicago and Memphis and places where crime is out of control is a good move on the part of Trump, but we need a National Ranger force like Frank Hammer, Galt, and those old time Texas Rangers to go after these criminals today. We need to start sneaking up behind them like the FBI used to do and put a bullet in the back of their heads. Get rid of them. You know, to hell with deportation. Execute them on the spot. It's a lot cheaper to bury them than it is to fly them to another country. We need a United States Rangers force. Trump needs to start based on the old time Texas Rangers to go after George Soros and his people who are trying to destroy America and the free market economy that we have in this country. We need to get rid of this criminal element that's creeping into our cities and causing these problems. We need to do like Texas did when they formed the Texas Rangers and go after these criminals, fight them, go to war with them. They throw a bottle at you, shoot them with a 308 BAR, get rid of them. When they assassinate your lawmen, look, Barack Obama talked about racism being in the DNA of America. His Attorney General, that criminal got out and talked about how inherent racism is in the United States. And blacks picked up on that and talked about it. The black politicians talked about racism in America. You had a black sneak up on two white cops sitting in a car, killed them both. Another black killed three cops, walked up to them and just pulled out a gun and started shooting. There were 4 murdered in Texas. A black sneaked up on them. Obama and Holder and these guys put the message out that America's racist, the whites are evil, and it's okay to kill us. So we need a federal ranger force to put a stop to this kind of foolishness, put a stop to this kind of rhetoric, put a stop to these people who commit these crimes against society and against America, against civilized society. Either learn to be civilized or get the hell out or die. That's what we need, a United States Ranger force. And this movie, The Highwaymen, Frank Hammer, it showed his wife to be a real woman who knew how to treat a real man, and a real man who knew how to treat a real woman. I mean, these were really, really great subplots in this film. And then the friendship and loyalty between Hammer and the Galt, tested at times, but yet totally loyal, that they could have differences about their viewpoints, but still get the job done. Galt questioned their murdering ways, but Frank Hammer never lost sight of what needed to be done, and they did it. And these subplots in this movie, which the theme is how to get rid of the criminal element in our society. Trump needs to watch this movie and understand it activate United States Rangers and start getting rid of our criminal element. If they, it's like Herbert Marcuse used to say, he was a German philosopher who came to the United States, got his citizenship, protested against the Vietnam War and in all the wrong ways, and became a spokesman for the left-wing Marxist communists in America. And he said, take advantage of the tolerance and goodness of the conservatives, but never, never give 1 inch back. Never give them an inch. Do not be tolerant and good. Be evil and mean and cruel and deadly, and take advantage of their goodness and their tolerance. And we need a ranger force that thinks just the opposite and does that to the left. Because these people, they're embedded so deep. If we don't get rid of them, they're going to be problems for centuries. Because these people never quit. They sit up all night. They get paid to do nothing. They sit up all night and plot ways to destroy America and the free market economy that we have in this country. It's just absolutely sickening. We need a United States Rangers whose purpose is to do nothing but get rid of the left wing in the United States. Anytime anyone speaks about against America, they should disappear in the middle of the night and never be seen or heard from again. And the U.S. Rangers could handle that. They could do it the way Frank Hammer and Galt got rid of Bonnie and Clyde, the exact same way. It is a truth which America should learn. It's going to be the only thing that'll work to save this country. But anyway, this is your hillbilly historian expressing his opinion about a really good movie called The Highwaymen, and how that type of law enforcement needs to be brought back in a major, major way in this country, because they're taking advantage of our goodness and tolerance, and we're not fighting back. And we need to, So anyway, this is your hillbilly historian talking about the Highwaymen from the hills of East Tennessee and Appalachia. You have a good day.